Hey everyone, Liam here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a semi-advanced hunger system. If you haven't already watched my previous videos, I show you how to make a notification system that is compatible with this hunger system, and I will be adding it in today. So let's get into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is head into your BP first person character, find an available space in your event graph, and we're going to make a custom event. We're going to call this check hunger, and from check hunger we're going to make a new function, and this function is going to be called check if hungry. This is going to be type pure. Click on check if hungry, click on add an output, rename this to is not hungry, keep it as a boolean. We're going to add a new variable called hunger, change this to type float. We're going to put this into a category of hunger, compile that. We're going to drag in hunger, get hunger, and we're going to get greater than or equal to, add this into is not hungry, and we're going to change the bottom variable here to 50. We're going to compile and save that. Here's a quick tip: if you click on the three dots, click on save and compile and click always, then you don't have to press save every time. Once you have done this, drag in your check if hungry. We're going to hold B and left click to get a branch. We're going to connect the branch to the check hunger, line them up, is not hungry, add to the condition. And if we head into here, if we hover over this, it says returns true if A is greater than or equal to B. So if our hunger is greater than or equal to 50, it is going to return true. So our hunger is we click on hunger, go over to default value, change that to 100, compile that. From true, we're going to add a delay. We're going to give this 0.3 seconds. Actually no, let's change it to 0.5. You can change this to whatever you want. This is how long it's going to take before you lose hunger. And talking about losing hunger, we need to make a new function, and this is going to be called decrease hunger. Get rid of that little bit at the end. From this, we're going to click on decrease hunger, add an input, change the name to hunger reduction, change the type to a float, compile that. We're going to get our hunger, get hunger, pull off of here and get a subtract. From the hunger reduction, we're going to add that into the bottom bit. And from here, we're going to float. And our values are going to be, minimum is 0 because we don't want our hunger to go below 0. And our max is going to be 100 because we don't want it to go above 100. From the return value, we're going to add in hunger, set hunger, plug the return into there, plug the execute into the set, line them up. If you don't know how to do that, hover over the two bits you want to line up and press Q. From here, we're going to add a return node, and that's it for the decrease hunger. So if we head back to our event graph, drag in decrease hunger, from completed, plug that into decrease hunger. We're going to make a new variable called hunger reduction, and this value here is how much your hunger goes down by every 0.5 seconds. So I'm going to change this to 1. From this, you're going to drag your hunger reduction into the hunger reduction bit here. Compile that. And there we go. So it checks our hunger, checks if our hunger is above 50 or greater, equal to. If it is, it goes on to decrease our hunger. If it isn't, so if it's less than 50, we're going to create a new custom event, and we're going to call this hungry. So off our false branch here, all we're going to type in is hungry. So when it's less than 50, it goes down to false and it starts this custom event here. And what we're going to do, we're just going to copy this delay, not that bit, copy the decrease hunger, paste this in here, line all of this up. So then we still lose hunger even when it goes down to a hungry event. If you haven't watched my previous videos showing how to add a notification system, there's going to be a time right here where to skip to. If you have added the notification system, then follow, because I'm going to be showing you how much it's going to give you a notification when you are hungry. So what we're going to do, we're going to disconnect these two and just move that down there. We're going to move this a bit lower down too. Pull off hungry, add a sequence, and from our sequence, we're going to pull off of then 0, add the delay. We're going to make this every 3 seconds for testing purposes. And from here, we're going to copy these 3 here, paste that here, add the completed into the add notification, move this across so we've got some space, and then do then 1, add into delay to decrease hunger. Compile and save that. Once you have followed this bit here, everything is done, but we actually need to see what our number is, and we need to make sure that it gets added to the viewport. And we'll be doing that in a second with a UI. So, to check our number and to make sure it works, we're going to pull off of here. We're going to print string, line that up, add that to there, get our hunger, and add that into the in string, line this up, add our hunger reduction into a category of hunger, compile that, and now we need to make a little thing to call this function every 0.1 seconds. So what we're going to do, we're going to head up to our event begin play. We're going to pull away from here, add a new function called timers. We're going to pull off the execute here, set timer by event. We're going to pull off event and create event. Our select function is going to be our check hunger. We're going to create a new variable called hunger timer. Compile that, change this to 0.1, add this into the category of hunger, add that into time, make sure looping is ticked, and we're going to pull off of the return value, promote to variable, and call this hunger th for hunger timer handle, and add that into the category of hunger. From here, you're going to add a return node, compile that, go into your event graph, add the timer here, connect all of these up, compile that, and to make this easier, we're going to put these into categories of hunger 2. Decrease hunger will also go into there. Timers, we're going to leave that there. Compile and save that, and now let's test it. So we're going to go into our map, click play, and as you can see at the top, it's all counting down: 96, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90, 89, 88, 87, 86, and so on. As soon as this gets down to 50, we're going to have a 3-second timer before we get a notification saying you are hungry. So let's just wait until this goes down to 50. So in 3 seconds from now, we're going to get a timer. Make sure you change the name as you saw just then. For me, it said notification system. Make sure you change this to something saying like you are hungry or something, whatever you want. I'm going to show you that it does work again. So let's put this down to 60 health, so it doesn't take as long. Save that. As you can see again, 56, 55, 54. So 3 seconds from now, it's going to say you are hungry. There you go. And every 3 seconds, it's going to say that. So that works, but in game, you can't actually see the numbers at the top left. Well, you can, but in every game, we have a progress bar, or a bar showing what our hunger level is at. So let's make that. What you're going to want to do is head into your widgets folder. We're going to create a new user interface widget blueprint, and we are going to call this WBP_main UI. I'm going to create a quick folder and call this notifications, and add all of our notification things into here so we can just see our main UI. Inside of our main UI, we're going to open that up, drag this out so you can see all the other ones. We are going to add a canvas panel. We are also going to add a size box. We are also going to add a vertical box. And inside of that vertical box, we're adding an overlay. And inside of that overlay, we are adding a progress bar. If I can pull this in, there we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call this hunger log bar, progress bar. And I'm going to call this hunger overlay, just so I know what is what. For the size box, we are going to leave the anchor at the top left. I already have some numbers here, so if you want to just move this around and change it to whatever you like, go ahead. But for me, I'm going to change the X to 150, the Y to 150. The size is going to be 400. Actually, let's change this to 350. No, 300 would do, or else that'd be a bit too big. And size Y is going to be 40. Our vertical box, our hunger overlay is going to be fill, and our progress bar should be fill horizontally and fill vertically. Inside of our progress bar, we're going to go down to appearance, fill color and opacity, and change this color to anything you want. I'm just going to give it a nice green. We're going to change the percent of this to see the color. And this is what our hunger bar is going to look like. So it's going to slowly drain down like that. Once you have done that, we're going to want to click on bind for the percent, create binding, and we're going to call this get hunger prog bar. From here, we're going to pull this out because we're going to add stuff in between. We're going to disconnect them. We're going to cast to first person character because that's what we are. We're in the first person character. We're going to pull off an object and get player character. Put that under there to make it look neat. And from as BP first person character, we're going to get our hunger. Get hunger. And we are going to divide our hunger by 100 because that's what our max is. We're going to divide by 100. Plug the execute into the return node and plug the last bit into the return node too. We're going to compile and save that. And this is our hunger bar done. But we actually need to add this to the viewport as I said earlier. So what we're going to do, we're going to head back into our first person character, head over to our event begin play again, move this all across. We're going to create a new function called create widgets. We're going to put this into a category of widgets. And from this, we are going to pull off the execute, create widget, make sure it's the user interface one. For our class, it's going to be WBP underscore main UI, or whatever you called this widget. From our owning player, we're going to hit player controller. And from our return value, we're going to add to viewport. And then from this, we're going to return node. Once you have done that, head over to the event graph, add in your create widgets. I'm going to give these two a bit more space. Connect all of them up. And once you have done that, I'm just going to quickly add a note. Oh, not there. I'm going to add a comment over all of this. And this is going to be called hunger system. It's very simple, it's very editable as well. Very easy to change, so you can set it to how you like. And that's everything. So we can test it now. So what we're going to do now is head into our game, click on play, and as you can see, if I make the screen bigger, our hunger bar goes down depending on our health number. So as you can see, it's gone down below 50, and it carries on going lower. Carries on going lower until it gets to 0. We haven't made it do anything once it gets to 0, except for it doesn't go any lower. So if I change this number to 10, our hunger, and click play, as you can see, it's lower, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and it stays at 0. And it doesn't go any lower. You can change it to lower if you want, but for this, I'm going to keep it at 0. Right, so we've made a system to decrease the hunger, but now we need to make something that increases the number. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into our content drawer. We're going to make a new folder actually, and we're going to call this food. Inside of food, we're going to create a blueprint class, actor, and we're going to call this add hunger underscore master. We're going to double click on this. We're going to head into our event graph. We're going to get rid of all of these, and we're going to add a begin play. We could have just kept the one from before, but too late. Event begin play. We're going to cast to our first person character. Our object is going to be get player controller again. Character, sorry, not controller. Get player character. And from this, we're going to pull off of as BP first person character, promote to variable, and I'm going to give it a shortcut name called FPC, or first person character. And then from this, we're going to, again, this is for a notification, the notification system part. It's only 1 bit, so you don't need to skip ahead. But for people that have it, we're going to cast to first person game mode. This is what we did in them videos. Object is going to be hit game mode. Pull off of here, promote to variable, and we're going to call this notification. And that's it for the event begin play. Now we're going to go compile that, head over to our components, add, and we're going to add a box collision. I'm just going to keep this called box, and we're going to add a event, and it's going to be actor begin overlap. So once you've added this, we're going to make a new function, and this is going to be in our first person character, and this is going to be called increase hunger. You could cheat, add this to hunger category. You could cheat and head over to our decrease hunger that we made. Copy all of these nodes, plug them in here. Make sure you add an output. I know it's a return node, sorry, not an output. But we're going to decrease the subtract, and we're going to get an add. We're going to plug the increase amount, so do the same input, increase amount, add that into the bottom, add that into value, make sure those are lined up, plug that into the hunger, again make sure these are lined up, and return node. Compile that, head back into your master, and we're going to pull off of here. Oh wait, no, sorry, we're going to add in our first person character, or else we won't be able to get it. We're going to pull off of here and get increase hunger. Connect those two. We're going to add that. Oh, whoops. Line them two up. Then we are going to pull off of here. We're going to increase amount. I forgot to make the increase amount float in the first person character, so head over to here, add a new variable, call this increase amount, compile that, add that to your category of hunger. We're going to increase the amount by 5 here, compile that again, and now pull off of FPC. Increase amount, here we go. Line all of this up, and we're going to get our increase amount here, add that to there. Going to add a little node there. We're going to, sorry, no, this is it for people that don't have that notification. We're going to do the notification bit now. We're going to go into our first person character and cheat again. This is purely because I'm lazy. Add that there, connect those two there, and we're going to destroy actor after this. If you do not have the notification system, just replace this with the destroy actor. But for people that do have this notification system, we're going to pull off of here now, and we're going to add a format text. Inside of this format text, we are going to put consumed space x, open curly bracket, amount, close curly bracket, space, open curly bracket, name, close curly bracket. So we get these two bits here. From our increase amount that we've added here, we're going to add this into amount. And from our box collision here, we are going to add this into name. So compile that. I'm going to change this to apple, just so we get apples. So from this, we are going to create child blueprint class, and we're going to call this bp underscore food 1. We're going to open this up. We are going to add a mesh, a static mesh. We could have done this in the hunger. In fact, I'm going to add that quick so it adds into every single one. Add a static mesh, compile that, so then it saves everything. Go into VP food 1, static mesh is there. I'm just going to turn this into a cube. There we go. From all of this, we're going to click on our static mesh, and we're going to decrease the scale here to, let's say, 0.3 for all of them. Yeah, there we go. And our box collision here is going to be 1 by 1 by 1. Actually, let's change this to 0.5. We're going to compile that. And now let's test it. Content drawer, we're going to add in the BP food here. Drag this up so it's on the floor. Copy and paste that. Copy and paste that. So what should happen here? We're going to go into first person character, change our hunger to 60 so we do have food and we're not hungry. If I click play here, I'm going to wait until we get down and we get the notification saying we're hungry. So 1, 2, 3. There it is, you are hungry. I'm going to hover over consume times 5 apple, consume type 5 times 5 apple. Our hunger did go up. We're going to add some more of these, just so it's easier to see. I'm going to play this again. Look at the hunger at the top left. So it's 50, now it's 55, now it's 58, 61, 64, 67, 71. And they all disappear. And our hunger still goes down. This is it for this video. I really hope you did like it. If you do want to get rid of them numbers at the top left, all you need to do is delete this print string here, connect that together, compile, and it still works the same. Our hunger decreases, it goes back up if we click these, and everything works. If you did like this video and you found it helpful, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing, and sharing the video, as that will help out a lot. If you have any ideas of what you want me to make or show in the next video, then please do say that in the comments as well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.